This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
On this Wednesday, neighbors at a local apartment complex concerned for their safety. Working for you, we're taking their concerns straight to city officials.
And a former Marion County jail inmate is suing the Sheriff's Department and IMPD. Now at 5 o'clock, the claims he's making against police and jail staff. 5 o'clock here on your Wednesday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Meredith Barrett.
I'm Rafael Sanchez, and meteorologist Todd Clausen promised that Wednesday would be the bestest of the whole week, and he's going to deliver.
It is. It's still on track to be the best day. Now, there are some flaws in the forecast today. It's just the best day of the entire week.
This contract you signed said that Wednesday would be the best day of the week. No doubt about it.
It is. No doubt about it.
Okay, good.
But I didn't say there would be no flaws. The flaw is going to be the breeze. Otherwise, we are looking at lots of sunshine once again in the forecast, and temperatures that'll be running a little bit warmer. So you need to have the sunglasses handy, and you also need to probably have the light jacket. Not sure what happened to my word down there. I should say jacket down there in that box, but it somehow went on vacation with Lauren Casey apparently here this morning. Otherwise, temperatures are currently in the 30s and 40s, 37 in Crawfordsville, 40 in Bloomington right now. Richmond currently at 37 degrees. So there's a little bit of a chill in the air, but the skies are clear. So as soon as the sun comes up, we are going to see our temperatures warm very, very quickly throughout the course of the day today. And back off to our west, there's some clouds in Iowa, but they don't get here really until very late in the day. So enjoy the sunshine. Get out there. You'll just have to, again, contend with that breeze that will be present, with the winds gusting up to about 30 miles per hour. But temperatures 56 degrees by the noon hour, with high temperatures later on this afternoon, topping off right around 63 degrees. The time now is 5:01. Let's get a look at traffic here on this Wednesday morning.
Todd, good morning, and good morning to all of our friends in Fortville, Ellettsville, and Avon. A live look now at I-69 at 106th Street. At this time of day, of course, very busy, even though it's just 5:02. As you can see, traffic is moving well. No major issues to report this morning. We'll keep an eye on your morning commute. Meredith?
This morning, people living in a West Side apartment complex are turning to RTV6 for help because they say their apartments aren't safe. Tenants at Mariners Village near I-465 and Crawfordsville Road say they're dealing with mold, rotting balconies, and sewage backups. Jacqueline Hunt has lived in the complex for 6 months. She tells RTV6 her balcony is extremely dangerous.
Our balcony is unattached on both sides, as well as drooping, and the boards are rotted completely through. So being above a 60-acre lake and being a few feet off of the lake and being told by professional companies that have came out here that we are in imminent danger and then that falls, we are at potential for here to fall in towards the water.
RTV6 obtained a list of current housing violations at Mariners Village. It includes things like mold, damaged floors, and sewage problems. There is even a pending court case against the apartment complex. After we reached out to the health department about Jacqueline's balcony, representatives told us they issued a notice to the complex's management, giving them 30 days to fix it.
The flu can be dangerous and deadly, and the Marion County Health Department is now reporting the first flu-related death in Indiana for this season. The health department is reminding families a flu shot is highly recommended to prevent the virus. This morning, a local pharmacist is going the extra mile in an effort to provide those vaccines. Heidi Barnett is taking flu shots to offices, schools, libraries, and other locations around Indiana and giving them for free. On Tuesday, she was at Carol Wild School in Indianapolis giving flu vaccines to employees.
Of course, no one likes to get a shot, but they were excited they were able to do it here on work time and at the school location, didn't have to go anywhere else.
Many people get sick and miss work for at least a week, extended period of time. Some people are hospitalized, and some people die from it. And it's really important to get vaccinated so you don't get sick.
Just takes one person to make a difference. Barnett plans on giving 4,000 flu shots to people on site at their jobs over the next few weeks. IU Health partners with Apex Population Health Group to encourage employers to provide those vaccines. The Marion County Health Department continues to provide flu shots to your community. Now, clinics will be held in 2 locations beginning tomorrow. The first clinic will be from 9 to 11 at the Cathedral Kitchen on North Pennsylvania Street. The second clinic will be from 4 to 6 at Englewood Christian Church, that's on Rule Street on the city's east side. Flu vaccines cost $20 per per person ages 2 and older. They're free for kids under the age of 2.
This morning, the Marion County Sheriff's Office and IMPD are facing a lawsuit from a former jail inmate with disabilities. Keith Crumley is diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder, intermittent explosive disorder, and an intellectual disability, according to the federal lawsuit. The suit claims police and jail staff denied Crumley proper medical care. His mother and attorney tell RTV6 Crumley was not given his medication and somehow suffered injuries while in jail.
He had none of the drugs in his system when he came out of the facility, out of the Marion County Jail. He came out being pushed in a wheelchair.
Keith can't tell us what happened. He sustained serious injuries while in the jail. He was even sent to Eskenazi for emergency medical attention for some of these injuries. And because of his disability, he can't tell us what happened.
The Sheriff's Office medical provider Correct Care Solutions is also named in the suit. The Marion County Sheriff's Office and IMPD do not comment on pending litigation.
At 506, a metal trading facility in Madison County has 30 days to appeal a decision denying a request to expand in Ingalls. The Board of Zoning Appeals made the decision Monday night. We told you last week that some people were worried about the plan's impact on health and safety, and expansion would allow Nuco Metals to melt, recycle, and repurpose aluminum. Company leaders say any environmental impact, they say, would be minimal.
Day 3 of the disciplinary hearing for Attorney General Curtis Hill will get underway later this morning. Hill is facing possible penalties over accusations he touched 4 women inappropriately at a party in a bar after the legislature adjourned last year. Republican leaders were called as witnesses on Tuesday. House Speaker Brian Bosma and former Senate President Pro Tem David Long both said Hill was apologetic after the allegations were raised privately, but they testified he became more defiant when he learned the allegations were going public. For an in-depth report on the ongoing hearing, you can head to the RTV6 app and click on this story.
A former school nurse in Lawrence County has pleaded guilty to charges as she stole medicine from school kids. Carol Sanders was a nurse with Mitchell Community Schools. Prosecutors say Sanders admitted to stealing medications from students at Burris Elementary and Hatfield Elementary Schools. This morning, Sanders' nursing license remains suspended by the state. She pleaded guilty to theft and neglect of a dependent. Her sentencing is now scheduled for next month.
Changes that will impact bus timing on the Red Line Rapid Transit route start on Sunday. Indigo is adding layover time for drivers and travel time along the route to improve bus spacing. The new goal is to have a Red Line bus arrive every 10 to 20 minutes on weekdays during peak hours instead of every 10 minutes. And on weekends, you can expect a bus every 15 to 30 minutes instead of every 15 to 20 minutes. The Red Line is still free to ride through November 10.
The NBA season officially started last night, but for our Indiana Pacers, the season starts tonight with a home game against the Detroit Pistons. RTV6's Kelsey Anderson joining us live this morning from Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Kelsey, I'm assuming there's some big plans for tonight, so we can't wait to say, boom, baby.
That's right, Raphael. There is big plans tonight. And the thing, obviously, people are excited about the season starting. But the big thing that people here at Bankers Life and the fans are excited about is the big opening night party. Now, that starts tonight at 5 p.m. right outside here at Bankers Life. There's going to be a concert on Georgia Street just right over there. Again, this is a free event for everyone starting at 5 o'clock tonight. There is a 21 and over section. Anheuser-Busch is setting up an area. And for the kids, there's, of course, a family fun zone in the Oberlot with a DJ, face painting, artists, the fan van, and of course, free stuff. Who doesn't love free stuff? So, of course, fans are also excited to get inside the fieldhouse to see the Pacers take on the Pistons, especially with the huge news this week of the Pacers re-signing Domantas Sabonis. So we'll be live here all morning on Good Morning Indiana. We've got team coverage starting at 6 along with live interviews. But for now, I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, and the weather should be good if you're thinking about going out for dinner, maybe before you're heading into Bankers Life Fieldhouse later on this evening. Now, as you walk out the door this morning, there's a chill in the air. We're back into the 30s for temperatures for your morning commute. The good news is the skies are clear, though, here all across the area, and the temperatures are going to hold pretty steady, at least through the 8 a.m. hour when the sun will start to shine here. So here's the clear skies you see on Storm Team 6 radar. Closest shower activity is well back off to our west, but that is not going to arrive here in this forecast forecast probably until Friday. We should remain dry, although tomorrow we do see the clouds increase. So enjoy today. It's the best weather day we have this entire week. We have the sunshine. We have temperatures, as you see here, in the mid-60s to maybe even the upper 60s in some locations. But you will have to contend with a bit of a breeze. That could gust up to about 30 miles per hour.
Todd, thank you. A southern Indiana man charged in a reported molestation case at an Evansville daycare this morning. Why prosecutors say they're now dropping the charges against him.
And this heartbreaking end to an Amber Alert in Alabama. Straight ahead, who police say is behind the suspected murder of 3-year-old Cupcake McKinney. You're watching Good Morning Indiana. The time now is 5:10.
Days from 4:30 to 7.
This is a big health issue, and the FDA is now under mounting pressure this morning to finalize its policy on flavored e-cigarettes.
House leaders sending a letter to the Food and Drug Administration officials Tuesday demanding action. The letter urges the FDA to ban flavored e-cigarettes in order to prevent children from becoming hooked. In early September, President Trump promised the FDA would be putting out some very strong guidance within 2 weeks. Now, more than a month later, lawmakers and health officials are expressing impatience. And the concern over e-cigarette use among young people has led to a backlash against vaping in the U.S. An outbreak of vaping-related lung injuries has sickened more than 1,400 people. 3 people in Indiana have died from e-cig-related lung injuries. The CDC, FDA, and health departments across the country continue to investigate the multi-state outbreak.
A lot of talk on social media about this story. This morning, charges have been dropped against a man accused of molestation at a former southern Indiana daycare. The victim told police that Gregory Johnston choked, molested, and threatened him at Little Piggy's child care in Evansville. The Vanderburgh County prosecutor says charges were dropped based on a recommendation from the therapist involved in the case. Now, however, charges could now be refiled in this case. The daycare was owned by Johnston's wife and has since closed.
Police in Alabama say they believe they have found the remains of 3-year-old Camille Cupcake McKinney. The remains were found in a dumpster in Birmingham, not far from the apartment complex where she was last seen. The little girl has been missing for more than a week. The toddler was at a birthday party in the apartment complex where her family lived when she disappeared. Birmingham's police chief says more needs to be done to protect children.
This young child has touched a nation. This young child has definitely sent a message across the nation that we all must be diligent to protect them all.
Police say they are working to secure warrants for kidnapping and capital murder for 2 previously named persons of interest. Authorities say there is no known relationship between the suspects and Camille's family.
The time now is 5:15 and Todd's forecast is less than a minute away. Lawyers representing convicted murderer and former Dallas police officer Amber Geiger have filed an appeal to an intent to appeal. Geiger was convicted of shooting and killing her neighbor, Botham Jean. Geiger went into the man's apartment and thought he was a burglar. On Tuesday, Geiger's lead attorney said the intent to appeal does not necessarily indicate an appeal will happen, but it was basically a procedural matter. The attorney said the filing only protects Geiger's right to go ahead with the motion at some point. It will be months before they know whether they will actually proceed with that intent to appeal.
The second intense storm in a week is whipping up gale force winds and waves as high as 20 feet across Lake Michigan. Surfers taking advantage of the big waves, but the high winds and waves are also bringing lakeshore flooding and beach erosion. This morning, nearly 2 million people are under a lakeshore flood warning, mainly along the western Michigan coast. And Todd, that is not far from us. Are we going to see any of that wind here in central Indiana?
Yeah, you know, they're probably going to have winds that are a little stronger than ours. The further north you are, close to the area of low pressure, the stronger the winds are. But we'll certainly feel it here across not Lake Michigan here in central Indiana, but Lake Michigan, causing lots of damage there on the Michigan coast because the water is so high, and then you get these waves, and it's really causing a lot of beach erosion. So we need the winds to calm down. But you notice here throughout the day for us, they actually pick up as the day goes on, and we'll see some wind gusts as we work our way into the evening hours up in that 30-mile-per-hour range. So that's the only flaw that we have in this forecast for the day today is that wind. Otherwise, it's really going to be a nice day. Now, it's getting off to a little bit of a chilly start here this morning. 39, you'll need to have the jacket, and the winds right now now are only out of the southwest, currently at 9 miles per hour. But again, those will be picking up once the sun comes up. 40 in Bloomington, 35 in Crawfordsville, 38 from Tipton, up US 31 into the Peru area. And you notice across much of the Midwest here, temperatures are all within a couple degrees of each other. So we're all basically in the same air mass. The warmth is being pushed off towards the East Coast, and the warmth eventually will work its way back into our forecast, but we're actually going to cool down before we start to warm up. So today's your day. Get out there and enjoy. The leaves really starting to change color here across central Indiana now, and so maybe a good opportunity for you to get out and about and maybe take a walk through the park or one of the great state parks we have here in Indiana and check out that foliage that is starting to turn. So lots of sunshine here this morning, going from 42 at 9 a.m. to 51 degrees by 11 a.m. up to 61 by the time we work our way into the 2 o'clock hour. And then we'll continue to have all that sunshine in the forecast with our high eventually getting up to 63 degrees by the time we get to the 5 o'clock hour. This evening, temperatures will start to cool off pretty quickly back into the 50s. Sunset, look at that now, is at 6:55 in the evening. And as you wake up tomorrow morning, temperatures will be in the 40s compared to temperatures that are going to be in the 30s this morning. So we're going to run a little bit warmer tomorrow, but throughout the day tomorrow, we increase the cloud cover, and as a result, temperatures will be a little bit cooler. We're looking at temperatures that'll be right around 59 degrees for your high temperature tomorrow, maybe touch 60 degrees. But as we work our way into Friday, that's when the showers will return to the forecast. Pair of 5s for your high temperatures. Saturday, most of the day is good, especially the daylight hours where the high is 60, but some models want to bring in some pretty good rainfall Saturday night, overnight into Sunday morning. So that's something we'll keep an eye at, with temperatures that'll be in the 60s Sunday into Monday.
Todd, thank you so much. As you head out this morning, we take a look at your morning commute. Good morning to Greenwood, Cloverdale, and Greencastle. A live look from our in-dot camera at I-465, at I-74, and US 136 there on the west side. All is looking fantastic. And in fact, we're having a good morning today. No major problems to report on the interstate system. Google Maps is hoping to make your morning drive a little easier with some new features. Users around the world will soon be able to report where police officers are searching for speeders. They'll also get the option to identify things like construction, lane closures, disabled vehicles, and objects in the road. An earlier version of the reporting feature is already available for Android users. Updates for Apple users are rolling out very soon.
Gene defects could soon become a thing of the past. Scientists at MIT and Harvard have created new gene editing technology, potentially correcting up to 89% of defects. That includes ones causing diseases like sickle cell anemia. It's called prime editing. Researchers say it directly writes new genetic information into DNA. The current approach snips parts of DNA strands to disrupt a bad gene, but not replace it. Researchers are hoping it can even lead to avoiding things like Alzheimer's and obesity. So
for this one, you're going to have to look up. I mean, beyond our studio walls, because your CVS prescription could soon, Meredith, come from the sky. CVS is teaming up with UPS to test out drone deliveries, and there's the takeoff. They'll fly on pre-planned routes in as quick as 10 minutes and carry packages up to 5 pounds. A human will supervise and take over if needed. CVS hasn't said yet where or when the deliveries will begin. This follows a drone delivery service recently launched by Walgreens in Virginia. We'll see how that works. It'll be interesting.
He is only 11, but his accomplishments are something some of us only dream about. After the break, why they're now running him right into the record books. That story next.
Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
Butler's beloved mascot is on a farewell tour this year. The university announced Butler Blue 3, also known as Trip, will retire at the end of this school year. Before retiring, he will appear at games and events on campus and continue to surprise prospective students and graduates.
We want him to go out on good terms as being mascot, so that was easy. For myself, it was a little bit more difficult, but I've been doing this for 15 years, and it was a good time to hang it up.
Handlers and a local veterinarian are working to identify a successor. We'll be sure to let you know when the new blue is chosen.
You get all the fun assignments. I want to do the noon with you someday. We'll see about that. An 11-year-old runner from Illinois is getting his name in the Guinness World Records book. On Sunday, Aiden Jacquez became the youngest person to run a half marathon in all 50 states. You go, 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 go. He set the record during the IMT Marathon in Des Moines. Aiden started his 50-state streak when he was just 5 years old. That's when his grandma pushed him in a stroller during his first half marathon. Now he says he can't get enough of running on his own.
I love running half marathons because not many kids my age do it, and it's fun to run and just get a lot of energy out and run with my grandma.
He set this goal, and he has completed it.
If grandma says to do it, you just do it. Aiden's grandma also says he has never wavered since he set his goal when he was 6 years old. It's great to have a goal, and he's doing great. So
pretty impressive there. And I wonder if there are any colleges out there already recruiting him for their cross-country team. Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, the Monumental Marathon coming up here in Indy pretty soon, on second Saturday in November.
Are we going to run it?
I signed up for it, but I haven't really been running, so we'll see if we get it done or not. All right, if you don't see me here the Monday afterwards, you know what happens. So, all right, afterwards today, get out, good day for training. Nonetheless, well, I'll be on the cool side here this morning with clear skies, temperatures in the 30s. Should be up to about 40 degrees by 9 a.m. Then we'll continue to warm with temperatures today all the way up into the 60s. A very nice day with lots of sunshine, just a little breezy at times this afternoon.
Problems for a West Side property continue to grow this morning. Ahead on Good Morning Indiana, why the property's former developer says the city owes them millions of dollars. We'll be right back.
Today at 10 on RTV6. This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now at 5:30 on Good Morning Indiana, a mountain of trash is causing problems at a southeast side apartment complex. The concerns residents have about this growing pile of garbage.
Also on this Wednesday, the Archdiocese of Indianapolis and Roncalli High School now facing a federal lawsuit. The claims being made by a former guidance counselor. It is Wednesday, October the 23rd. It's going to be a beautiful day. I'm Rafael Sanchez.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. It is. We are going to have warmer temps than we've experienced the past few days. I think something everyone is looking forward to. But Todd, we are still going to have a little bit of that wind out there.
Yeah, you know, but that's the only flaw in the forecast. And you can contend with the wind, right, when it's sunny and in the mid-60s compared to when it's in the mid-50s and you're dealing with clouds like we were yesterday. So today, your morning checklist does include the sunglasses, the jacket as well, and your outdoor workout is good to go. You do not have to worry about the umbrella, and today will be a good day maybe to go for a walk, check out the foliage, or maybe get in another round of golf here with these pleasant temperatures. Now this morning, it's a little chilly, 39 in Lafayette, 39 in Indy, 37 in Logansport, 40 is the current temperature as you make your way up into the Pendleton area. But with clear skies across the area, we will see our temperatures warm very quickly here throughout the day today. We should already be into the mid-50s by the time we get to the noon hour, and then we'll continue to see our temperatures climb. We're talking about temperatures in the low to mid-60s for your afternoon highs with all that sunshine. Again, it'll be a little breezy at times, but all in all, a pretty nice Wednesday for us across the area.
Todd, thank you. We're taking a live look right now at I-465 at I-69 State Road 37. You can see traffic moving along just fine in that area. We're going to take a turn now and look at I-70 at Sherman Drive. Same goes for that area of town. Traffic moving along just fine.
It is now 5:31, and this, as you can see, is a major problem. This pile of trash is what people are waking up to this morning on the city's southeast side. And RTV6 is working to get answers about that situation. As you can see, the trash is just piled up so high at this dumpster that you can't even see the dumpster. It's back there somewhere. A tenant at the Valley Ridge apartment says sometimes the problem gets so bad that vehicles cannot even get around the trash. We learned about this issue after the leasing office closed for the day, but we're still asking questions, and we hope to get a resolution for renters very soon on that very big problem.
The Archdiocese of Indianapolis and Roncalli High School are now facing a federal lawsuit. This after former guidance counselor counselor Shelley Fitzgerald sued, accusing the school and church of wrongfully and unlawfully discriminating against her. Fitzgerald was placed on administrative leave, banned from campus, and fired after school officials found out she is married to a woman, which is against Catholic teachings. You can read more about the suit and the Archdiocese response by going to the RTV6 app and clicking on this story.
A new superintendent will lead a school district facing criticism over the handling of a sexual misconduct claim. The Northwest Hendricks School Board approved a temporary contract for Scott Syverson. The board will start the search for a permanent superintendent at the beginning of next year. Dr. Syverson takes over for Mike Springer, who, as you may recall, resigned earlier this month. Springer did not give a reason for stepping down, but his decision came amid a criminal investigation into Tri-West football coach Tyler Bruce. Bruce is accused of sexual misconduct with a student, an allegation which Bruce denies. Springer wanted to fire him, but the school board rejected that recommendation.
The development company says it plans to take legal action in a growing battle over property on the west side of Indianapolis. Last month, Ambrose Property Group announced intentions to sell the former GM stamping plant after backing out of a plan to redevelop the 103-acre site. Shortly after that, the city said it planned to use eminent domain to take control of the land. In a statement, Ambrose says the threat has prevented the company from selling the property, costing it between $65 and $100 million. The city released a response saying the two sides are set to meet today to talk about the future of the site.
Some people came out and they cut some of the branches down off the trees in front of the house here. Then they picked the trash up, and they picked the trash up out in back.
RTV6 is all about getting results. A homeowner who lives on Tuxedo Street on the city's east side says that someone cleaned up a vacant home next door just days after RTV6 got involved on this case. Scott Harvey and Donna George first told us about the problem home just last week, and they were concerned about overgrown trees and garbage littering the property. Harvey says the work happened on Monday after RTV6 took the issues to the city on the couple's behalf. He hopes the work does not stop there.
You can walk around and look. There's holes all in the foundation. All the windows are knocked out. They've got mattresses up in the windows. You know, it's not safe.
And here's our timeline. Last week, the city told RTV6 that the home is in the process of being sold with a proposal to get it fixed.
The NBA season officially started last night for our Indiana Pacers. The season starts tonight.
So they will play their first home game against the Detroit Pistons. RTV6's Kelsey Anderson joins us live this morning for Bankers Live Fieldhouse. Good morning, Kelsey.
Good morning. Yeah, so fans and people here who work here at Bankers Life are obviously excited for the season to start, but they're also excited for tonight's opening night party. That starts tonight at 5 p.m. just outside of Bankers Life, and there's even going to be a concert over here on Georgia Street. There's going to be a kids zone, and of course, the party is free for everyone. And again, it starts tonight at 5 o'clock outside of Bankers Life Fieldhouse. There will be a concert, like I said, on Georgia Street. There's a 21 and over section. Anheuser-Busch is setting up an area, and for the kids, there is, of course, a family fun zone in the Oberlot with a DJ, face painting artist, the fan van, and, of course, free stuff. Who doesn't love free stuff? Love free stuff. Of course, fans are also excited to get inside the field house to see the Pacers take on the Pistons, especially with the big news coming out this week that they re-signed Domantas Sabonis. We'll be live out here all day at Bankers Live, all morning, at Bankers Live Fieldhouse with team coverage starting at 6 o'clock. Coming up in the next half hour, we'll be inside talking to people who are helping put on this party. For now, I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Kelsey, thank you. Some students and faculty members at Butler University are learning about our country's past, hoping to make a better future for everyone. They're part of the Desmond Tutu Peace Lab, which focuses on creating a dialogue and advocacy work around social justice issues. This year, the group took a trip to Alabama to visit several significant civil rights sites centered around the violence African Americans faced and the impact it still has today. Now they're hoping to share with our community what they've learned.
I think that if we don't talk about it, it only continues the pain. There's never been any sort of reparations. The least we can do is talk about it.
currently work with the Martin Luther King Center in town to get their mission out to more people. You can learn more about their work in this story on the RTV6 app. Here at 5:37, Todd, those kids are going to need those jackets when they head out to the bus this morning.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, as temperatures falling into the 30s here in many locations this morning. And we'll probably see these temperatures go down another degree or two before they start to climb once we get the sun up a little after 8 o'clock. So about 37 degrees on average as the kids head off to school. Here's the good news. As the kids come home from school, though, it's going to be a beautiful day. You can send them outside and let them play with their friends. 65 degrees, mostly sunny skies. There will be a bit of a breeze, but if you're young, the kids, they don't care about that as much as us older adults that have to contend with it walking around or trying to get a workout in. But nonetheless, it's a pretty nice day. You heard Kelsey talking about the Pacers game. Should be pretty nice if you want to go downtown for dinner before you walk into Bankers Life Fieldhouse. We're looking at partly cloudy skies, 62 degrees at 5 p.m. And then as you're exiting the field house, hopefully after a Pacers win, we're talking about temperatures that'll be right around 56 degrees.
An explosive testimony given by the top U.S. diplomat in Ukraine over the impeachment inquiry. Coming up on Good Morning Indiana, where the president says it's all hearsay.
And a recall has been issued for thousands of gun holsters. Still ahead, why the product is causing major safety concerns.
And good morning today to Fairland, Fortville, and Franklin. A live look at that traffic building up on I-465 at US 36, State Road 67. All is well, though, as you can see. The morning commute is well underway. It is now 5:39. It is a cool 39 degrees. Good morning to Crawfordsville, Paoli, and Pendleton as we take a live look at the downtown Indianapolis area. This is our INDOT camera at I-465 at White River. As you can see, all those headlights, all folks coming into work. Have a safe day today. But as we take an outlook today, there are no major problems today on the interstate system, so be mindful of that. It's going to be a good day.
This morning, Democrats are calling it the most damaging testimony yet in the impeachment inquiry. Bill Taylor, the top U.S. diplomat in Ukraine, telling Congress he believed it was, quote, crazy to withhold aid to Ukraine until the country's officials agreed to open an investigation into the 2016 election and the Biden family. Here's ABC's Inez de la Cotera.
On me.
Overnight, Vice President Pence insisting there was no quid pro quo when President Trump asked the leader of Ukraine to investigate his political opponents.
The American people can read the transcript of the phone call the president had with President Zelensky, and they will see there was no quid pro quo.
But the top U.S. diplomat in Ukraine, Bill Taylor, telling a different story during his testimony before Congress.
In my 10 short months in Congress, it's not even noon, right? And this is my most disturbing day in Congress so far.
Democrats in the room say there were audible gasps as Taylor detailed the White House pressure campaign on Ukraine. Taylor says he was given no official reason for why millions of dollars in foreign aid was held up, but that U.S. ambassador to the EU, Gordon Sondland, told him Trump wanted the Ukrainian president to announce a public investigation into his Democratic rivals. Writing in his opening statement, Ambassador Sondland said everything was dependent on such an announcement, including security assistance. He said that President Trump wanted President Zelensky in a public box by making a public statement about ordering such investigations, adding that the president told Sondland the Ukrainian president had to clear things up and do it in public, and if he didn't, Trump said they would be at a stalemate. The White House now calling Taylor's testimony a triple hearsay, with some of the president's biggest supporters still standing by him and blasting the impeachment probe.
This is fundamentally un-American, and until it changes, I will fight back as hard as I can.
And later today, Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense Laura Cooper is expected to testify. Inez de la Cotera, ABC News, Washington.
Obamacare health insurance premiums are projected to drop in most states next year. Affordable Care Act premiums are dropping an average of 4% in 38 states, and 20 more insurers are joining that program. Now, this is the second year that the rates have been lowered. Healthcare experts say the system is stronger because insurers have raised rates enough to make the exchange, in their words, profitable.
47 state attorney generals, including Indiana's Curtis Hill, are now investigating Facebook for potential antitrust violations. The probe, originally started by New York Attorney General Letitia James, has quickly grown since September. James says all of the states involved are concerned Facebook may have put consumer information at risk. They are also investigating whether the social media company increased the price of advertising. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg is set to testify in Congress later today.
At 5:45, actress Lori Loughlin and her husband are facing new charges this morning in that college admission scandal. The charges come from a grand jury now in Massachusetts. They're among 9 other parents also being charged with conspiracy to commit federal program bribery. The charges were added because of all the institutions involved. They receive federal assistance. Arraignment dates have not been scheduled in these cases. The charge carries a penalty of up to 10 years in prison.
If you're a gun owner, we have a recall you need to be aware of. More than 3,000 gun holsters are being recalled because it can cause the gun to unexpectedly fire. The U.S. Product Safety Commission is issuing a fast-track recall for a federal cartridge Blackhawk T-Series L2C gun holster. Its design can move the safety switch on the gun without the user's knowledge, causing the safety concern. The holsters have been sold at Bass Pro Shops and other sporting goods stores. If you have the holster, you should stop using it immediately and contact Blackhawk at the number on your screen for a full refund. Time now is 5:46. Todd is checking in on the weather for us.
And it's a great day for us today. There will be a little bit of a breeze out there, and it could get up to about 30 miles per hour, and it kind of builds as the day goes on. So it's not a windy day entirely from start to finish. You'll just notice it, I think, as the day progresses a little bit. But otherwise, we have lots of sunshine and temperatures that are back into the mid-60s, and you need to enjoy today because cooler temperatures arrive for the rest of the week. So let's dive into the forecast for you. 39 degrees right now outside with the winds out of the southwest at 9 miles per hour. So 9 miles per hour, that's not bad. But again, they'll be picking up throughout the course of the morning hours. We're at 40 in Bloomington, 35 in Crawfordsville, 37 in Richmond, and 40 as you work your way into the Connorsville area. And overall, again, we're going to keep the sunshine from start to finish. It's a really, really bright day for us. You'll need those sunglasses. And with that sunshine, we're looking at temperatures that'll be up at around 56 degrees already by the noon hour. Then we'll climb into the mid-60s later on this afternoon with all that sunshine. And even this evening, it remains clear. So it's just a great day for you to get out and about and do something outside if you can. Here are those clear skies on our satellite radar picture. And I'll expand out. And while we're high and dry right now, you do look off to the west and you notice it gets a little unsettled. You see some showers, you see some snow, you see some clouds. Do not worry about the snow. We do not have any of that in our forecast. But tomorrow's a day that you're going to notice the clouds start to increase. In fact, they'll start to increase overnight tonight. And that's going to keep the temperatures up a little bit overnight tonight compared to where they are right now. So instead of talking tomorrow morning about temperatures that will be in the 30s, we'll be talking about temperatures that are going to be in the mid to upper 40s across the area. But tomorrow's just one of those days again where we're just not really going to warm a whole lot from the morning into the afternoon hours due to 1, the cloud cover, and 2, also we're going to have more of a northwesterly wind with the passage of a cold front. So tomorrow's cooler, highs in the upper 50s to right around 60 degrees, clouds around, but it will be dry. That is the good news. And you can see as we go over to TrueCast for you hour by hour, tomorrow 1 o'clock, the clouds are in place. Probably no rain tomorrow. That's the good news. But as we fast forward into your Friday, the morning starts off dry, but as the day progresses, there'll be just a few spotty showers that'll be building in. We are not looking at a lot in the way of rainfall on Friday, but there will be the opportunity, I think, for a few isolated showers. And then as we get to the weekend, temperatures are back up into the low to mid 60s, but there will be a storm system around. Most of Saturday will be dry, especially the first half of the day for you. If you want to go get that pumpkin right before Halloween or maybe do a little apple picking with the family, the rain is primarily Saturday night into Sunday morning, but one model wants to give us quite a bit of rain. Some models want to give us over an inch of rain Saturday night into Sunday, so that's something we'll keep an eye on. Then high temperatures next week will be right around 60 degrees on Monday and Tuesday.
Todd, thank you. We're taking a live look right now at I-69 at State Road 37. You can see traffic moving up to speed. You can see some construction barrels there on the side of the road, so just be aware of that as you take to the roads this morning.
Macy's says it will stop selling real fur by early 2021. The decision applies to Macy's stores as well as Bloomingdale's locations as well. Macy's admits the move was influenced by animal rights rights advocates, but also says customers are moving away from purchasing real fur. The company says it will continue to sell clothes with faux fur in the future.
The U.S. Postal Service has unveiled 18 new Forever stamps. The 2020 stamps honoring trailblazing journalist Gwen Ifill and legendary golfer Arnold Palmer. Ifill's stamp is the 43rd in the Black Heritage series. They are also releasing 4 new stamps honoring hip-hop with graffiti art, rap, and DJs and breakdancing. Other stamp designs include celebrations of women's suffrage, Earth Day, and more.
This may get your stamp of approval. A man has a very different use for, have you seen this? You got to see this. A very big, giant pumpkin. After the break, how he transformed the gourd into, let's say, a very useful thing for his lake. You have to see this. Come on back. You're watching Good Morning Indiana, only on RTV6.
More fun.
It's going to be a great day in Greentown, Edinburgh, and Danville as we take a live look from our in-dot camera in the downtown area. These are the folks coming in to downtown Indianapolis. It's going to be a great commute, really. No major problems. This is I-65 at Fletcher Avenue. All is A-OK. Meredith?
Tonight, kids can celebrate Halloween early with the Indianapolis Colts. The team is holding their annual Kids Horseshoe Halloween Party at Lucas Oil Stadium. For the first time, the event is open to all families, not just Colts Kids Club members. There will be locker room tours, a costume contest, inflatables, face painting, and lots of candy, of course. The Colts players and cheerleaders will also be available for autographs. The party will go from 4:30 to 8 tonight. It is free, but you must download tickets at Colts.com. The first 1,000 kids at the event will also be given a free horseshoe cake.
You got to check this out. So a farmer in Cleveland, Tennessee, is finding a new use for a massive pumpkin. You see, Justin Omby has been trying to grow a giant pumpkin for 4 years, and this year he got one to grow more than 900 pounds. So check out what he did. He hollowed out the seeds, and he decided to make, why not, a boat out of it. On Monday, Justin took it out on the family's pond and paddled around until he tried to stand. And of course, when he tried to stand, what happened? He falls over into the water. There he is, he's standing. Are you going to draw? What happens? Come on. Oh, what a great balancing act. He says that he hopes to grow a 1,000-pound pumpkin. Oh, no, come on. Next year. Oh, but hey.
Yeah, doesn't he know how much money you can make off those big pumpkins?
Creative. He should get a blue ribbon at the Indiana State Fair. Come over to Indiana. I'll hook you up.
And I'm guessing maybe they made a lot of pumpkin pie with everything that they scooped out of there. You know, so they're going to have pumpkin for days.
Yeah, I wonder how long it took them to scoop all that out of there. It's probably quite a long time. So, all right, today's a great day. Maybe after school to go pick out a pumpkin with your family someplace here across central Indiana, as it's going to be a sun-filled day for us. We're starting off, as you see on either side of me, with temperatures in the 30s and 40s. So it's kind of a cooler morning for us, but the skies are completely clear. Unfortunately, those skies don't start to brighten now until after 8 o'clock in the morning. But once the sun does come up, plenty of sunshine in the forecast here for the day today. It's still a little breezy, as those wind gusts will be up to about 30 miles per hour later in the day. But overall, pretty seasonable temperature-wise. In fact, we should be a degree or two above normal at 64 later on this afternoon.
Next on Good Morning Indiana, residents of the West Side apartment complex are worried about their health and safety. Coming up in just a few moments, the gross conditions raising their concerns.
And some changes are coming to the Red Line later on Good Morning Indiana. What they are doing to keep the buses on schedule.
And we're taking a live look out west. So good morning to Plainfield, Avon, and Danville. It's going to be a great Wednesday here in central Indiana. More news, traffic, and weather up next on Good Morning Indiana.